All right, Shalom, Barakati Yahweh, Kahala Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught me this truth. And Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm basically doing this video on, there's this dude, Stranger Than Fiction, which I'm not on my YouTube account right now. But normally I'm subscribed to him, and this dude, he just posts a lot of what some people call conspiracy videos, but a lot of it is facts, and he posts a lot of videos on it. This dude also knows what the mark of the beast is. All right, so he might post videos on that, or he'll post videos about, some of the wickedness that goes on in Hollywood and whatnot. All right, but recently, as you see, so it's good to. He's one of the ones where, if you should keep up with him. But recently, he posted a really good video entitled, "This Disturbing Video is Not a Game." It says, "Signs are everywhere, must see." So this guy's, he believes in the Bible. He doesn't have the whole truth, but he knows some of it. All right. And basically, this video just exposes how Esau will put predictive programming in a lot of these video games. All right, and that's not the main focus. That's like the first half of the video, and the next half is what I'm really focusing on. All right, but just to touch on the first half real quick, it shows you how in a lot of these video games there's predictive programming, and there's a whole bunch of signs to to what's gonna come soon upon America, martial law and stuff. All right, and some people say that video games and stuff were made and movies to kill your sympathy towards animals, and I'm gonna go into that right here. All right, but you can watch the first half of the video too. It's still good. It exposes a lot. All right, in terms of these games that some people may play, but more so I want to focus on the later half. You can skip to about 20 minutes in the video, and as you can see, I'm not sure if I'm gonna play it or not, but as you can see, this now it goes into dealing with the sounds and all the sounds that you hear in the movies, or in a game, or in TV shows. All right. So as you see, this guy says his name is Clint Richardson. He was a sound designer for Hollywood, and he's going to explain why he quit the industry. And I'm not going to play like all the way through. I'm just going to play a few minutes so you can kind of get a rundown of what he's talking about. It's good to listen to the rest of what he says. All right. But, this is exposing more of Esau's wickedness and devilish ways, and why we got to get out of here. But I'm just going to let a part of the video play a little bit so you hear and know what I'm talking about.
When you are hearing
These are the list of the games that he worked on.
these monsters or these zombies or whatever it is that you're hearing, some scream, some roar, some screech, like in the Alien movies, right? What are you actually hearing? I want you to think about this for a minute. All of you, what are you hearing? What are you hearing when you hear these roar? Why would an animal roar? Why would an animal screech? You see, what we do.
And he's real quick, I'm not going to keep pausing it, but that is a good point. If you ever thought about it, they get a lot of these animal sounds. All right. And it's not like the animal's you're just going to ask it to scream in the zoo and it's going to give you a nice loud roar. All right. But you would think with Esau's technology, they'd be able to make it. But just check this out.
Or what I used to do. When we wanted to go and get sounds, for instance, a gorilla makes an incredible roar for a dragon, right? Or a tiger or a lion, a bear, right? So we have all this big catalog of screams and roars and but what do we have to do to get that? Do we go out in nature and just hope that the bear does that? No, we go to a zoo or some animal holding place for the pound for dogs, etc. And in order to get those sounds, you have to poke and prod and torture these animals. You're hearing the absolute suffering and pain of these animals. You're hearing a captive animal who is being tortured essentially to get the sound. I'll give you an example. When you want a really good high-pitched screech that you would put to the Alien movies, for instance, you would go and record pigs getting castrated. They don't give them any kind of Novocaine or anything to numb their pain. They just snip, and do not. There's no empathy whatsoever towards these beautiful creatures. They cause them pain, and we're there with our boom mics to record, and our shotgun mics to record that pain, and you get these. In terms of my art that I used to participate in, you get these perfect, wonderful screams that can be applied to these monsters that you're hearing in these video games. But what you're really hearing is the suffering, the pain, the absolute anguish of these beautiful creatures who are held captive and tortured. Now, to me, that is enough to stop playing video games. That is enough to say I can't.
All right, but that was mainly the point he was getting at. He explains a few more examples later on, but I can't really find them right now, and I don't want to play too much longer of it. He just talks a lot of about how he feels and stuff about it for the most part. But as you see, man, and there was another example where he was gonna get where how they do for a lot of these spaceship. When you watch a movie like Star Trek or whatever, Star Wars, and how they do the sounds for a lot of these spaceships is that they'll get the elephants and, they'll basically pick and poke and torture the elephant to get it to scream. And then they'll get scratching metal and they'll play the elephant screaming backwards. And then that's how and with the scratching metal, and that's how you get the spaceship sound. All right. Now, I'm not telling brothers to not watch movies or games or play games or nothing like that. It's just to let you know that every time you hear that, the earth is getting defiled, because you got to understand, because if it was up to us, I'd go, and if I see that, if I see a pig getting castrated for some damn game or movie, I try to stop it, if I were in the world, all right, but we know that we're in captivity, so if we try to stop something like that, we're disrupting peace, they'll arrest us on some bullshit, when they're the ones torturing and killing nature. You see how backwards this society is? All right, and the dude called it an art. Well, I believe that dude could be a Jake. All right, because later on in the video, he basically in roundabout ways says America's Babylon. All right, but this place is goddamn wicked, man. This goes to show you that everything in society is geared to keep you dumb, and it goes back to wickedness. All the games, a lot of these games, they have a lot of satanic and Masonic messages. All right, all the noises we hear, our animals getting tortured. How much more wickedness are they gonna do, man? That's because the people in rule, all right, they go back to a man named Esau, all right, the so-called white man, and they're known as the devil, all right, which that word devil simply means deceiver, man. So we're getting deceived on a day-to-day basis by this so-called white man, all right. Stuff like this pisses me off. All right. You love animals, man. You're not made to. Here it is. Esau has freaking jets that fly at supersonic times 2 the speed of sound. They can make little drones the size of bees to go spy on people. They got facial recognition. Damn, the word's slipping. They got, what I'm saying? They got facial recognition technology and all this other crap, but they can't make a damn lion roar, make a digital lion roar, or they can't go and get a pig scream offline and amplify it or something. They got to actually go and torture these animals to get it. All right. These people are against nature, man. They're the goddamn devil. I was watching a video a few weeks ago, I believe, where it was, it goes to show you that the nature hates the so-called white man, because I was watching a video a brother made a few weeks ago, and it was talking about how a gorilla named Coco was basically saying how the earth is being destroyed, And there was also another video. It was with the Queen Elizabeth in England. She was going up to her horse, and the horse basically started to lose its mind as soon as she started to walk up to it. Because that lady's wicked. She's done. She eats children. All right, she's satanic. They do pagan and satanic rituals every day. All right, so nature doesn't like the so-called white man, and there's a good reason why. All right, which actually the scriptures say that Esau can't lay, every time Esau lays down upon his bed, he thinks about wickedness. And that's Micah, I believe, Micah 2:1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. All right. So every time you goddamn devils think, you're thinking of new ways to be the devil. All right. New ways to deceive people, new ways to rip people off and sit back and smile, grin in your head. All right. It says, when the morning is light, they practice it. All right. So you so-called white people in rule, you think of stuff, and then when you wake up, you put it into action. It says, because it is in the power of their hand. And who has the power to do this? Jake doesn't have the power. You so-called black, Latinos, and Native Americans don't have the power to do anything in this hell. Nowhere on the world. All right. So this is talking about the so-called white people who rule this world. All right. According to Job 9:24. Okay. This is wickedness, man. There's no way I should be watching Alien vs. Predator, and then when I hear that alien scream, it reminds me of a pig being castrated. As soon as I heard that, I was like, damn, that alien scream does sound like a pig, man. Now every time I hear an alien scream, I'm going to think of a damn pig getting castrated. These people are the devil, man. It's wickedness, And like I said, again, I'm not telling brothers to not watch movies or nothing, all right? Because this truth, this knowledge, we understand why this is going on. If normal people hear this in the world, they're going to quit watching movies and, games and stuff like that, but we understand why, it's because the evil seed is ruling, and we understand that we're about to be delivered up out of here. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with watching or playing them, but it's good to know. All right. Now this is Isaiah. What's that? Isaiah 55, I think. So give me 1 second. Let me see what that is. Isaiah 24:4 says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. It says that verse 5, the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broke the everlasting covenant. And yeah, they have transgressed the laws, okay? This earth is defiled every day under the so-called white man, okay? A pig was basically a living dumpster on the earth, all right? They were made to go around and eat trash and garbage, all right? They're like a living disposable, okay? They serve their purpose. All right, it's a beautiful purpose that every single animal on the earth has a purpose. Even to the smallest one in stature, these ants, they all serve a purpose in the process of how this earth lives. So when you go around and you take something out of its natural habitat and you perform all these experiments on it, all right, you take away its balls, you castrate it, and you do all this madness and wickedness. All right, that's got to show you who the devil is. All right, because and that dude was a sound producer for Hollywood, might I add. All right, and the people who run Hollywood are so-called Jews. All right, which go back to the tribe of Amalek of Esau. All right, so the Edomites. All right, they're the fake Jews. All right, so if now you know the fake Jews run Hollywood. All right, they ain't the real Israelites. Okay, so these niggas are the devil, man. There's no way. I mean, who thinks of that? Who would think to do that? Here it is. You got the most advanced technology in the world, but you got to do wickedness like this. All right. It says they changed the ordinance, which let me look at the word ordinance. It says, Well, that wasn't the word I was thinking of, but yeah. All right. Let me see. Let me go to now let me go to Isaiah 55, right? Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Salakia. This technology is garbage. Babu Sean, bear with me 1 second. All right, this is Isaiah 55 and 12. Man, that's just Satan. Yeah, Isaiah. Yeah, and this is talking about how the earth is going to rejoice after you so-called white people are taken out of rulership, man. Because now let me not say it. Let me get this, man. If you so-called white people continue in rulership, this earth is going to be destroyed. All right, all the water is going to be polluted with plastic. All right, all the animals are going to be in damn zoos or experiment test tubes. You're going to get more and more animals on what you call Plum Island, and that's basically an island where Esau does all these wicked experiments, and they combine and crossbreed these animals, these animal hybrids, like on the type horror movie stuff that you see in the movies, where they combine human with a lion or this weird stuff. All right, they do all that on Plum Island. All right, all the air is going to be polluted, fake air, all the food's going to be fake. Everything's just going to be fake, man, if you so-called white people continue in rulership. This is Revelation 11 and 18. It says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets." All right, which only a prophet is an Israelite. All right, Israelite men. All right, the only people who can be a prophet and understand and break down this truth to other people is the Israelite men. All right. It says, and them that fear thy name, small and great. All right, check this out. And shouldest destroy them which destroyeth the earth. All right. So who destroys the earth on a daily basis? All right. Who destroys nature? It's the so-called white man. All right. And it's clear to see. There is no denying who destroys earth, man. Here it is. They keep lions. They keep lions in zoo, Which, how the hell is a lion the king of the jungle? Once you put them behind bars, all right? You're taking away these animals' titles, That's wickedness. This is Isaiah 55 and 12. It says, "For ye shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills shall break forth before you into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands," all right? So they're not going to literally clap, but you know what that means, Everything has a spirit in it, and they're going to be rejoicing. All right? These so-called white people were taken out of rulership, man. All right? Lord's will, I'm part of that number, the elect, in my mansion or whatever. I'm gonna freaking have it every day. I'm gonna let some animals beat the hell out of you Edomites and you heathens too. All right? I'm gonna let them stomp you. Freaking just let them use you to wipe their feet off, man. All right, because that's basically what you do to them in this kingdom. All right, you get the dogs. All right, and just for looks, you'll chop the dog's tail off. All right, because the tail was too big. It doesn't look pretty. All right, you'll clip their ears. All right, so you'll do all this wickedness to the animals, man, and you don't think that there's going to be a payback or a judgment to this? All right, but man, that was pretty much it, man. I just seen that. The Spirit told me I had to do a video on it, man, because that's just wicked, But with that, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, and shalom to the hopeful elect.